to AlgoStreak, where we simplify DSA one problem at a time. Today we'll solve Pascal's triangle problem from the Striver sheet. Let's look into the problem. So Pascal's triangle is basically a triangular arrangement of numbers where each number is the sum of the two numbers in its previous row. Now we'll try to find a pattern to generate this triangle. As we can observe, in each row, the first and the last element is 1, and all the inner elements are the sum of the elements in its previous row. So we can follow a very simple approach for this. We'll take an array and we'll make the first and the last element as 1, and then the inner elements will be filled based on the previous array. Now let's dive into the code. I have taken numRows equal to 5 for simplicity, but this will work for any number of rows. K is initialized as 1 as K represents the current row in the 2D array. A 2D array list is created as we also need to store the array that represents the previous rows. So now a single array will be created to represent each row in the triangle. First represents the first row, which will be just one element, that is 1. So we are adding 1 into first, as that row will contain only one element. This row is added to the triangle for future reference in the loop for the next rows. Running the loop from K1 to the number of rows, as K0 is already filled, that is the first element. A list is created called rows to represent each row in the triangle. So this list will be created inside the loop, as every time we want to initialize a blank array list to represent every row in the triangle. Running the loop, if I equal to 0, that means it is the first element in that array. So we'll add 1 in that position. We have also observed that the last element is also 1. So we'll write that as well. Okay. So now, if the first and the last element is already initialized, we'll now create a sum which will contain the sum of the two elements in the previous row. So in the k-1th row, we'll take the value directly above our current position and the value previous to that position in the previous row. And we'll add the sum in the row array. Finally, we'll add the row in the triangle, that is the 2D array, and increment k by 1 for next loop iteration, and we'll return the 2D array. Now let's run it and see. So we're compiling it. So the num rows was 5. Yes, so 5 rows of Pascal triangle has been generated. So that's it for today. Thank you everyone, and please like and subscribe to my channel.